So let me get my
Wake up, Ed. Wake up.
I need my smelling salts.
Yeah. Woo!
All right.
Welcome to Guys Fishing Weekly. We don't just fish, we hug.
What's up, buddy?
Eddie, how are you, dude?
Oh, I'm doing, man. How are you?
I'm great. Every day is great for me. Are you kidding me?
Hey,
Yeah, I think
you're coming down the stretch.
I'm single-digit days, baby. Yep. And so much good stuff happening in my world in the next 2 weeks. So, yeah, I'm great. Lots of celebrations in my life, as everybody already knows. How about you?
Yes.
How's the deck?
Don't bring up the deck. We talked about this before. We talked about this before in our pre-show meeting. Don't bring up the deck.
Don't talk about the deck.
Oh,
You're
man.
almost done, dude.
It's going.
Yeah, you're almost done.
Almost done.
That's good.
Almost done. I got like a third of it left to do, and then the next. My wife already looked down from the upper deck today and was like, "So what are we gonna do about that fire pit?" And I'm like, "Come on, I haven't even finished this." And the first thing you're doing is talking about.
Whoa! Hey.
Seriously.
Yeah. Right.
So, well, that I got another project already lined up.
There you go. They never end. They never end.
But
yeah,
it's all good.
Yeah.
It's gonna look sweet. It even looks better than I thought it was gonna look. So
nice.
It'll be a great entertaining place later this summer.
Good stuff. Well, I'll be there soon.
Yeah. In other news, I signed up for another run. So
Excellent.
A harder course.
Is it a halfie?
I'm a little nervous about this one. Another halfie.
Okay.
And so another 13.1 miles. I am a little nervous about this route. It is a bit more treacherous, much more up and down. But the good thing about it is all the ups are really on the first half, but it is like continuously up on the first half. So yeah.
When's that?
Been June 1st.
Okay. That's right around the corner. So, sweet. Okay.
It's right around the corner. Yeah. So yeah, that's what's going on in my world.
I love it.
And all good.
I love it.
Well, this week we got another doozy.
Great.
Another great conversation with the guys at Frequent Flyers Fishing, making great videos and contents on YouTube, Instagram, and just really great guys. I mean, it was an awesome conversation that we were looking forward to.
Fantastic. Diogo and Peter just crushed. It was great.
With that, we'll hop right into it and catch up with you on the other side.
Sounds good.
What's up, guys? How are you?
What's happening?
Hey, how you guys doing?
What's up?
What's up?
The Frequent Flyer Boys.
Yeah, nice to
Diogo
be here, man.
and Peter.
Yep, that's us.
Good to have you guys on the GF Dub podcast. Great to see you.
Thank
Peter,
you so much.
And yeah, you two frequent flyers making fishing vids that we've watched. Some really incredible work. Love what you're doing with it, and it matches up with what Guys Fishing Weekend is kind of all about in terms of understanding community and those things. That's big for us in terms of what we want to do. And so love the videos that you guys are putting out, especially the ones up in the Catskills. Give us a little background about you guys, how you got into this, and in what you're all about at Frequent Flyers.
Sure. So yeah, we've known each other for a very long time since we were little kids. Our families all went to church together. We all went to the same church growing up.
Yeah, that's how I met him.
And his mom used to drive me to school. I used to like walk over to their house. They used to live like around the corner from me.
He was actually more of my little brother's kind of friend.
It
Like,
was.
you know, they were hanging out and stuff, and I was hanging out with his cousin, and like we didn't really start hanging out until like what, about 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah, I guess so.
About 2
It's
years
about
ago.
2 years
Yeah.
ago. Our first year, we were bass fishermen. Like,
Oh yeah.
we were out
Right.
there trying to like go for bass, and we were not very good at it at all.
No, he found out I was fishing like on some app, and he was like, "I guess is that Peter?" Like, he hit me up, and I was like, "Oh, I've been looking for somebody to fish with. Nobody wants to go fishing with me, so let's go."
Yeah, like the first
Right
time
on.
the first time I went fishing, I was camping with my wife. We were always like big campers. I was camping with my wife, and
Mhm.
I just dropped I had this like extremely huge rod, like a saltwater rod, pretty much. And I just dropped
Right.
it in the water with a hook and a worm, and this like freight train hit it, and I was like, "Whoa!" So I hooked it up, and there was this big bass. It was only a couple pounds, but I was like, I've never caught a fish before, I don't think. And I like
That's
it
all
was-
it takes.
it was so
Yeah.
I put gloves on because I didn't know like if this thing had teeth, like it would bite me or anything. Like
I started fishing when I was a lot younger, but there was a whole gap period kind of for me that I stopped. My dad used to take us up into like the Okavango Delta in Botswana, and we used to go like tiger fishing and fishing for catfish out there. But then when I came back to
That's pretty cool.
America, I just really, I don't know why. I guess I was like really got into cars and stuff. I really didn't do much fishing at all.
Mhm.
And then me and my brother-in-law started fishing, and I just got hooked on it again. And then he hit me up, and we just started going out like pretty much every weekend was camping and fishing. And it's like, I was like, I just love this. Like, there's nothing better than this, honestly. Like, it's the best feeling.
The
Right,
rest
that's
is
the
history.
life. Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
life we all
I
dream
think-
of, camping every weekend and fishing.
I think more than half of the time that we've known each other, more than half of the time we were actively fishing. That's how often
Wow,
Yeah.
nice.
we went
Wow.
every weekend for the past like 2 years. And forget like fly fishing. Oh man,
Yeah.
Peter.
He didn't want to start fly fishing because I would keep
So
changing.
tell us why you got into fly fishing. What switched up?
You know what? I was watching these guys on YouTube, and I don't know why I kept switching everything I was doing with fishing. I was just like, I needed to find that like something that just scratched that itch. And so I was watching these guys fly fish, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy a cheap fly rod and just try this out. And I caught a fish on it, and I was like, whoa, this feels awesome. I think
What you catch on it was like a
first thing was like
pickerel?
it was like a crappie, and then I caught like a pickerel, and I was like, okay, like I want to catch like a trout. These guys are catching trout up in the mountains, and I want to do that. And he didn't want to fly fish with me because I had already got him buying all these other rods, and he's like, dude, enough. Like, you keep switching everything, and then I gotta switch it. So I went and I bought him like a really cheap rod, a really cheap fly rod at Dick's Sporting Goods, and I was like, I got you one, so now you like have to fly fish.
And that was a
Yeah.
year ago from next Monday, May 19th.
Yeah,
I think that's the date. And
Wow.
we just went to like a park, and he's like, "You're coming fly fishing." I'm like, "I don't want to." I'm like, "Dude, I'm going to spend so much money on fly fishing. We live nowhere near trout. Like, I'm going to want to do it, and then we're not going to be able to do it."
yeah.
But guess what? We're doing it like it's consumed our whole life.
It's so addicting. Like, there's just something
That's
about
what it
it
does.
that's so different.
And how he got me because he would send me these videos on YouTube of people who made films, and he knew that I'm like a media producer, like I have been for quite some time. That's what I do for like my day job and stuff.
I had been making little like
Did-
films myself, like
TikTok
and
dances?
stuff, but I don't know how to No, it was like fishing videos and fish like turtle videos and stuff. And I was like, Diogo, like, you know how to like do this stuff. Like, why don't we just like do it and like make something nice, and maybe like one day we could like just fish for a living or something.
Yeah, he would send me these like films that people did, and he's like, "Dude, we can do this." I'm like, "Dude, no
Right.
one's gonna watch this 20-minute video." Like, he sent it to me, and I'm like, I liked the cinematic aspect of the films and stuff. But I'm like, no one's gonna sit here and watch a 20-minute video of just a couple guys fishing.
I was like, I do every night. I fall asleep.
And now I do every single day. I watch every video out there.
Right? My wife's like, get off your damn phone. Stop watching fishing videos.
I can't help
We
it.
all
I
do.
love them.
Yeah. Diogo, how did you get in? Did like multimedia? Did you go to school for that? For like film?
So actually, I've been doing it for since I was a kid. Like my brother got me into it, and we would just been making like music videos when we were kids. Like we have this music video that I'll never show out in public, but it was me and him dancing to "I'm a Barbie Girl."
Wait,
Yeah, no, there's no video about that. But we would make videos
Pre TikTok.
with like webcams, and like anytime we had access to like cameras. We grew up on like my dad filmed like everything just on like one of those big like shoulder cameras. So we really were like exposed to it for a long time. I got into graphic design for a little bit, and then I just converted back into video. Yeah, I've been doing it for probably over 15 years now. I went high school, like they would make extra classes for me to move up because I took like all of the multimedia classes. And my senior year, it was just like me and my one friend, because like I begged him to take the class with me because he needed 2 on the roster. So and then actually in October I graduate from I get my bachelor's, and I'm gonna get a communications degree, and with a minor in broadcasting and new media. So a lot of the stuff that I'm putting out, like I'm just like refining, because I was just basically all self-taught. So I've just been refining and refining, but I cannot wait to be done.
Congrats, that's great.
I'm over it.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thank you.
That's still a big accomplishment.
Yeah, definitely. And I did it in 3 years, so I smushed everything together. So I'm using it, so that's a pretty cool thing.
I don't know if it was your first video, but the video of the two of you, and I don't know.
It's so
I don't
bad.
remember which one.
It's so bad, and our fishing is terrible. I can't even watch it. We're better. I promise you, we're better.
We thought it was really good. Like I remember the first time he put the video up, and we were like, "Whoa, he looks so cool!" Like fishing. And now we watch it, and I'm like, "Oh my goodness, dude!" Like
God,
the way we were casting, I was like, "We are awful. Like it's hard to watch."
Dude, but here's the thing that I loved about that video, that I think kind of goes along with what we're all about, was the camaraderie of the two of you. You were able to capture some real authenticity about your friendship. And that's kind of a big deal for us. That's what this trip that we've been doing for 30 plus years now, or well, almost 30 years, I guess. And it really has developed into those kinds of bonds and those relationships that with the guys that go. And so I love the way that you guys caught that. And 2 things that stood out to me. One, the end, when the credits are rolling and you guys are singing that little ditty.
We do that a lot,
and you're like,
actually.
turn it into a fishing song. Yeah, like
We do
that
it
was
so
just
much.
like the 2 of you guys walking down the path and you're like singing that song. That was like, that's what it's all about. Like the stuff that we do out on the river, and the conversations and the jokes we crack and the shit we laugh at and do. I thought you guys captured that really well.
And it wasn't even staged. We were actually doing
we
that.
just do that. We're actually really like we get so weird, the things we talk about. Like I don't know. Like we do like this like I think it's like a Russian accent almost.
Oh,
that
yeah.
We like just talk to each other in the whole time, and it like has become like a character, and it's evolved like over the past like 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We have a guy on our team that is like, we never know if we're gonna get Mexican Rob or Russian Rob or he has all these different characters. It's so funny.
Yeah, I guess we base it off of people we see out on the water. because this one
Right.
time we were fishing under a bridge. It was just like such a nasty spot. And then these two like Russian guys came out and they were like killing it.
Oh, the guys that were killing the crappie?
Yeah, the
Oh my
crappie. And we're
goodness.
like,
it was hilarious.
have you guys ever done this before? They're like, no, we do not. Not
This
they were
is my
hustling us.
first time, no.
They do that every day, and I know they do.
Yeah.
But we just like kind of picked it up
And
and
just like a huge cooler box full of crappie. And we're like, what are these guys doing? And I'm like trying to see, like, what are you guys using? Like, oh, no, just a hook. Don't.
yeah, they didn't tell us a thing.
Using a hook.
You're like,
I was
whatever.
like, you're a liar. They wouldn't share their secrets.
So here's Peter. Here's your next thing coming from that same video. I know you lost a bet and had to jump in the water.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like if the next time you win the bet, whatever it might be, Diogo has to share the video of him and his brother dancing to a Barbie girl.
Wow, you know what? Thank you for that. Man.
I don't know if I'm going to agree to that.
I'm just gonna I'm just gonna plant that seed, and hopefully I get to see that video.
I think the file got corrupted, maybe
But
somewhere.
that spot, I still have a fear of that spot today because I don't know why when Diogo goes there, he just kills it there. And we've got
Right?
so many other spots, and I spent like all winter fishing, and like I was fishing with this other guy Todd, he's Esopus Creole on Instagram, and he's like a guide, and he taught me some really great things. So I've gotten like way more confident in my fishing, like, and you know how
Right.
to read spots and how to cast. And I'm still afraid to go to that spot with Diogo because like I have like a haunting like PTSD, like I just can't do it there or something.
That's my spot.
Yeah, he
I was
just
there a couple
slays
weekends
them
ago, and I
there.
did really good.
Nice.
We got to get you on some neutral water for this bet.
Yeah,
That's right.
true.
We'll
Maybe a
we gotta
Colorado
get
bet.
out here to Colorado.
got
Yeah,
a
exactly.
Colorado bet.
yes, definitely.
We'll take
love
you
to.
to some places where you can get into some fish, and it'll be fair game.
All
Let's
right.
go. I'm like so excited. We have plans to like travel everywhere pretty much now. We're set on it.
great.
We're excited to do something with you in the future. So I guess you guys had this camaraderie and have other videos about the community up in the Catskills and going out and stocking trout together. I guess what does community mean to you guys, and what have you found that to be like in the fly fishing community?
Honestly, the fly fishing community has been very accepting and like really like welcoming and just really cool and chill. We were in like other type of fishing communities, and people can be like jerks, and I feel like the fly guys have just been really cool, and they just want to see fly fishing like excel.
Super helpful with
Really helpful.
anything you ask, and like if you want to learn something. I think one of the first people who taught me anything when I first got my fly rod, I just met this old dude that was fly fishing, and I was like, can you show me like how to do this on the river, because I want to catch a trout, and I got zero idea. And he was so happy, like ecstatic to like teach me what he was doing. And that's kind of, I almost feel like pretty much everybody we've talked to has just been super helpful.
Yeah.
And if you ask them questions, they just will talk your ear off. Sometimes it's like overload of information, so I can't even remember like what. But it's like, why not? Like, I think it's a good sport for anybody to get into. If you're like new at it, don't be afraid to go up to like some old guys doing it and just ask what you're doing, ask for help, because people are great, honestly, in the fly fishing community. At least everybody we've met,
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that was something that kind of stood out to me when I was watching those videos for you guys up in the museum, in the fly tying one, and up in the Catskills, and they had those old timer guys in there talking about that, being grateful for what they got from the older guys
Right.
who taught them how to do it, and so now this is kind of their way to sort of pay it back.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really cool. Being older myself, and I'm not going to say I'm old, I'm older than you guys.
There we
go. Yeah. But I find that same thing. I've had a couple experiences just in the past year out on the river where I've talked to. There was one guy who was, I was fishing just a little creek. I can be on a creek here in 20 minutes, and so this young kid came up and was like, "Hey, how are you doing? What are you catching on?" He's like, "I got an hour and a half while my kid's napping. I got to be back." And I was just like, dude, that's so impressive that you're like nap time, bugging out of the house, going fishing. I'm like,
Yeah.
right on. I totally helped him. I was like, hooked him up with it. Here's what I'm using, just kind of giving him tips on it. And so I felt that, and it's in that kind of sense of community is really cool. And so that's part of what we're striving for, trying to hook up with people and guides and grow this thing and this community idea. Because I think it's really cool that, a year into it and you guys are already tapping into, you've only been fly fishing for a year, but you're tapping into these people that can really give you some wisdom.
Yeah, we literally walked in there like with cameras.
Yeah,
the lady didn't even tell. What was her name?
Allie from the museum.
Didn't tell anybody.
I spoke
that
to
we were doing that.
I spoke to her, and she's like, "Yeah, you come on down." And then we showed up with cameras. They're like, "Who are you guys? What are you doing?"
And we're just like,
"We're here to interview you." And they're like, "Okay." They're like, "All right, yeah." So they were just so welcoming. Like our whole idea for these films, we wanted to document the process of us learning fly fishing. And at first we went and we hit I hit a couple fish. Peter hit one fish and he lost the bet, but no. So we hit a couple fish, but like I didn't really know what I was doing like in that first film, like not at all.
Yeah, we thought we did. I was like, I've watched a million videos by now. Like,
the point of the films were we wanted to like talk to these people around the fly community and just get information and wisdom from them. Like who else better to learn from than the masters who learned from other masters. So that's why we went to the Catskills. That's why we went down to Delaware to talk to all those guys there. The fishing community, fly fishing community is awesome because we had like 500 followers. And I mean, not that like followers mean anything, but I had 500 followers. Right. I DM'd Randy from Fly Fish Delaware, and I said, "Hey, can we film you?" And he's like, "Okay." I'm like, "How did I just land this?" So it was so cool. And like every time, the best feeling is when someone comments on our film or on our post and is like, "Hey, if you guys are ever in Pennsylvania, hit me up. Like, I want to fish with you guys." And I'm like, this is so cool.
Right. Yeah, we can just go somewhere.
The community really is awesome.
You already have a bond, which is fishing. So it's like,
Right.
Yeah.
I don't recommend meeting up with strangers online, but
no, unless they're
right.
Unless they're fly fishing.
Yeah,
right.
You're right. But yeah.
And then how did that affect like your filming? Like, are people did it grow like pretty big after these, or?
So I mean, we haven't broken 2,000 followers yet.
Okay.
And we're still like very early in this. I think I made the account Frequent Flyers in August, so we're not that much into it.
Right.
But I mean, I love to see that it's kind of like redeeming when we put out content and we just get a massive surge of followers and subscribers and stuff. I'm like, okay, people are responding well, they care. Because like, if we just like put out stuff and then like no one really cared, it would be kind of like
the first video. We like put it out. We're like, what if nobody watches it? And it's just like, it was like, dude.
Right.
Yeah, I think there's like 3,000 views on that first video, but it might not seem a lot, but I am so proud of every last view. Like,
it was so fun doing it, though.
It was so fun doing it. We had a huge premiere here with our families and our friends.
Yeah,
we had a barbecue.
Diogo put up like a screen in the yard, or like all
wow.
And if nothing else, we can show our kids and say like, "This is what we did. This is how we learned it." and it's just been like really surreal, and it's an awesome
I
experience.
guess this will just show other people
That's awesome.
too. Like, hey, look, we're just two guys that bought fly fishing
Right.
rods and decided to just be fly fishermen. And
Yeah,
yeah,
I love the
Right.
messages like,
Yeah.
I'm a new fly fisherman and I like relate to you guys, and you guys are like hitting the ground running. Like, how'd you do it? I'm like,
yeah,
we just put ourselves out there
yeah.
and people
Just did it,
responded
yeah.
to it.
Just
And
kind of
it's just so such
be
a great
ourselves,
feeling.
honestly. Like, and like, yeah, the fact people like it. I mean, I guess it also helps. Like, me and Diogo, we just like are on like a great level together. Like, I have like when me, Diogo, and his wife Heather, when we go out camping, it's literally just hilarious laughs the whole time, like nonstop fun. And like when we get back from those trips, it's honestly depressing to like leave because I'm like, I don't want to go home. I don't want to like work anymore. Like I needed that, and then I'm like craving the next trip. I'm like, when are we gonna do this again? Like I need this. Like I'm, work's getting to me. I just want to get out, fish, and just like have the best time ever.
And that definitely relates to you guys.
Yeah.
For sure. I think that's I'm getting ready to retire here in 8 days from teaching my 25-year teaching career.
Oh yeah,
and
I've been following along with
yes,
that.
yeah.
More
It's
fishing
so
time.
that's exactly right.
Yeah.
And that's just it. When Ed and I talked about it, it was like, we just got to dude. Let's just go dive head first. Who cares? We'll figure it out. We'll make mistakes. We'll do all those things. And it's been so much fun. It's been such a blast, and the connections with people that we're making, and like you say, you know what I mean? You can contact these people and go wherever. And it's just been such a fun experience so far. At the old guy age, to do something new and refreshing. It's just, it's great. So I totally understand, how you guys are feeling, and it's great to see that you're doing those things, and jumping in.
Well, we also agree just the getting away with each other and camping and spending time out in nature together. I mean, it is so rejuvenating. It's so good for your mental health. And those laughs around the campfire somehow just are a little bit better than, the laughs at the office or whatever. And it is the most rejuvenating thing to go and do that and then come back, and you do get a little depressed, but it helps get you excited for the next adventure.
Yeah.
So in New Jersey, if we're to head out there, that's where you guys are, right? In Jersey. You're like, don't know.
Don't do.
Yeah. So how far are you from like good fishing? So when you say like you guys are going on these trips,
So good
around
fishing,
camping.
Good fishing is probably like an hour and a half away.
Yeah, you're looking like
Okay.
North Jersey,
If you look-
Northwest Jersey.
That's why we're always in the Catskills.
Yeah.
It's pretty good fishing up there. It can be very tricky sometimes. Like sometimes I'm like, are there even fish here at all?
Yeah.
Hello, anyone? Bueller.
Yeah, especially like if you go up to like the the eastern side of the Catskills, a little bit northeast, by Schoharie and stuff. It can be like a little bit difficult, like fishing up there. I noticed quite a difference between fishing Willow Emock and like Beaver Kill in those areas compared to fishing like Esopus and Schoharie and all those places. It's definitely a bit of a trickier water to fish. The water's a lot faster.
Is it more technical?
The water is
Okay.
fast,
Bigger.
and the weather is like the way the weather is really rough sometimes. So
Okay.
it's like a hit or a miss a lot. I've spent a lot of time out on the water. I might as well just gone for a hike.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time getting skunked.
And I've done a lot of hiking for nothing. But I still love the hiking and stuff through the water is great. But I mean, obviously, a fish would be even better. But even there was.
I hate to say it, but like you guys are early on, you're probably going to get skunked a lot still. So
yeah,
definitely.
But hang in.
I mean, we've got to the point now where if we see fish, like I could usually get them on the hook, like. But if I don't see him, like, and I'll be searching, and like, I spend a lot. I've been trying to get better at actually watching fish movement before I just start casting blindly into the water.
And that was one of the things we
helped.
learned from our second film,
Yeah.
Streams of Heritage. At the end,
Yeah, Seth talks
Awesome
about
guy,
just
Seth.
running in, and we have
we did
issues
that.
doing
We were
that
so
a
guilty.
lot.
We would go in and run into the water
Start
and
hawking it.
cast it downstream. He's like, just calm down, pay attention to the
Easy.
water, pay attention to the flow.
Right.
And now I do that. Like every time, Seth, if you watch this,
Yeah.
every time that
hear
I go
Seth in
fishing,
my head every time
I hear
now.
you every time that I go fishing.
Like,
I'm
take
like,
it easy.
pay attention.
To the water. Don't just go charging in. That's he said. Don't go charging in the
Yep.
river. And I'm like, okay,
Right.
don't go charging the river. Don't go charging the river.
I'm not gonna lie. I've been fly fishing for over 15, 20 years. I still charge to the water. I don't look. I cast.
It's hard
I don't care.
not to, honestly.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Oh, it
I
is.
just
It's
wanna
so-
run right into it.
Sometimes the nerves
I'm
just
with
get so
Seth.
high. You're
Yeah.
like, you just like are excited to be there, and you're like, it's the first time you're going out for a while, so you're like, it's so excited. And I always have to like my wife and I get very like hyper and like excited and like stressed out even about fishing, and we always remind ourselves like, chill out, not like an annoying way, but we're like, let's just calm down, let's just be in the moment right now.
Right.
And like be here, instead of like, it's not about the fish, it's about being out there with each other and having a cool time. And I always tell her, and she always tells me, like, fish is just a bonus, you know, like we're out there, and if we catch something, great, and if we don't,
Right. Oh well. Yeah. That took me a long time to get to that point. I'm glad to see that you guys are young. Because when I was into it, when I first got into it, I was that exact thing, crushing into the river, stomping around, casting, and like.
We still do.
and
we
it's-
still do.
yeah, we still do, but we have to remind
Right.
ourselves
I
not
try my best not to.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
A brief brake pump can feel like an extended period of time when
Yeah.
you're first fishing.
Mhm. But but being more present is really important. I really, that would be the one thing that I would tell, young people who are getting into it, is just try to, slow it down and be present. I guess
Yep.
that's just where I am in my life.
You got to lift
So,
your head up and
yeah.
look around.
Exactly. So,
So back to the Jersey area. Let's say you had a dream trip. You had a 4-day weekend to get away, in the area. Where would you pick up and go to?
in the Jersey area, like New York and PA,
Or
and
just
Jersey
like
and stuff,
within
or-
a drive from where you guys are.
I honestly think Memorial Day weekend, we're doing that kind of like, not dream trip, but like just an awesome trip.
oh, he's talking about Jersey though.
Oh, but he said within a drive of New Jersey.
no, we're
Within a
drive,
drive.
whatever.
Drive.
Yeah, you
Oh,
could-
okay.
Within a drive.
Yeah,
we're
within a
going,
drive.
We're going into the Adirondacks, which is a little farther up north than the Catskills. And that's where kind of fly fishing clicked for me. That's kind of where I was like, okay, I'm not going to spin fish or bait cast ever again. Like, we went last year on this beautiful river called the Scroon River in the Adirondacks. It's a very popular river, so I'm not like giving anything away. And in the morning we woke up and the water was just beautiful. The birds, we took out canoes, and we just like, it made me fall in love with fly fishing, because there's just the
Trout
connection.
rising everywhere.
Trout rising in the distance. We caught a couple smallmouth here and there. We went swimming and we fished while we swam. It was just
Yeah, it was
magical. And we're going to try to recreate. You never can recreate a trip, but we're going to try to recreate
Right.
that trip in a couple weekends. But Adirondacks is just like where, if I think of like an awesome, beautiful, calming spot, I always think Catskills or Adirondacks. But
Yeah.
I just can't wait to go.
I want to really try and catch
Right on.
like a nice brook trout when we're up there, because our friend Emma, who like has zero experience fishing, caught like the biggest brook trout I ever seen, and have been jealous to this day. I've still been trying to catch like this.
It had a
huge
hook
brook trout.
jaw. It was
like
enormous.
monster. So
And she's like, "Is this good? Is this good?" We're like, Yeah,
Yeah, that is
it's good. I haven't caught
Like,
one.
guys
a
fish
fourth
their
the
whole
size.
lives and never see that.
I
Yeah.
haven't caught one a fourth the size of the trout she caught.
Yeah, it was like huge.
That's amazing. That's how it always goes down, right?
Yeah.
The first timer gets the nice, beautiful fish you've been after
Of
forever.
course.
Ugh.
So what do you got? You guys camping up there? Or you what's the deal?
Yeah, so pretty much every time we go out, we go camping, just like tents. Yeah, we're going up camping to this awesome, beautiful camp spot that Heather and I, my wife and I, have just been camping at for years. And it's
Nice.
just, you're right on the river, and it's just gorgeous. Like in the morning, it's just so serene. And it's camping is just what we love to do. Like
Yeah.
it just goes hand in hand with fishing.
Yeah, we rent the kayaks up there and just like spent the whole day. Last time I looked like a tomato. Like my
Ooh.
legs were so burnt. Like
Yeah,
we were just all day on kayaks.
I think I got to get some backcountry skins or
yeah,
something.
it was
to-
great.
Right. That's great. How
And you-
far is
and-
that drive up there?
It's probably about 3.5 hours. We drive.
Okay, cool.
We,
It's like
Good.
4 hours. Probably.
is it probably 4 hours?
Yeah.
We drive
It's like
we
4
drive
hours.
a good amount. Like there's this one spot that we
Yeah.
go to. It's like our spot, and it's about an hour away from here. It's not that great. Every time I've been there, like people, like I just posted on Instagram, someone like just walked up right up to my hole and like just got up right up to it,
Yeah.
moved all the logs around.
It seems like this has been his year for that because last year it was me. Everywhere I went,
Dogs.
and
Random dogs
actually-
in the middle of the woods. Two dogs came
Yeah,
out.
we went
No
steelhead
owner.
fishing, no owner, nothing. I'm sitting, and of course they just decide no, they're gonna swim right in my hole. I'm like, why? Is this
And they
how
just
this
left.
happened?
We were in the middle of the woods. The dogs just left.
I had to save the one dog because he was like swept away and like under a tree. So I'm like, okay,
Oh
well,
my
I'll help
God.
you. Like it was, yeah.
Yeah, we've had some crazy times. Like I was saying, like out of let's say I've known Peter for 5 days. We've been fishing 3 out of those 5 days.
Yeah. It feels like
Right.
years sometimes. We think about the trips and stuff and how much we've done it. And I'm like, we're like looking at we watched some of our videos the other day. And I was like, this feels like 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was literally like last
Right.
year. Because we
It's
have just
months
done
ago.
so much. Like, and it's great. Like, I don't want to
That's
stop doing
fantastic.
it. Like, I like to
Right.
just keep living. Like, why sit inside and do nothing or like, you know, it's just great.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome.
Uh,
And when you guys are out there camping, where do you guys eat? Do you have a special place you stop on the way? Do you you just cook it all there? What's the deal?
yeah, we pretty much
Who's the
just
chef?
camping. So me and Peter, like really, we both can cook very well.
Yeah. We both, it's awesome.
We've
Like,
cooked some. Man, all right. So
We
this-
both love eating.
we
So
we both do love
Yeah.
eating.
I love it.
But
Like,
the first film that we filmed, that was actually in New Jersey. It's about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours away. But there's this one spot called Dale's Market, and I always stop there to get sticky fingers. They're just chicken
Dale's
fingers.
Market, yeah.
And every time we've ever gone there, we've gotten this beautiful, like you just get chicken fingers by the pound, and it might not be the most beautiful place. And it's just like in the back, and you kind of got to ask the butcher for it. And you're like, "Hey, let me get a pound of
Sticky fingers.
let me get a pound of Parmesan
Awesome.
sticky fingers." They're so good. But we usually just cook at the campsite. We don't really leave the campsite. There's the stew that Peter started making, the Jamaican stew. Go ahead and tell him about that.
Oh, with
The,
the,
the curry stew.
with the sausages and stuff in it.
Yeah.
I don't even know what it's called. Like I whipped it together the one morning. I threw like some potatoes and like some Jamaican curry spice in it with like onions and like a whole like I think mushrooms and stuff.
Yeah.
I really just like whipped it together. I was like, this is good, this is good, this is good.
You threw some iced tea in there.
Oh, I always throw like drinks and stuff in my stews and that. Like I'll throw like Coca-Cola, Mountain Dew, and then you just cook them up, and it usually comes out great.
Yeah. Over the fire,
Right.
just
Yep.
like add some beautiful flavor.
It's the best way.
Yeah, I love it. There was that what was that barbecue spot that we went to though? Remember?
Oh, it's right in is in Livingston Manor, right?
I think so.
It's in Livingston Manor.
I forget what the name.
It's a
of it
barbecue
was.
spot. You guys owe us money for talking about this barbecue spot in Livingston Manor. You owe us $5.
Yeah, that's right.
But we always pretty much just go there too. So if you're ever in the Livingston Manor area in the Catskills, there's this awesome spot. It's right on the river. Beautiful barbecue. Gorgeous. So good.
Yeah,
Nice.
and I'm trying to think of the name of it, man. I can't remember the name.
all right.
We
No
always
clue.
stop there.
We're not giving them free
And
advertising.
Yeah.
This podcast's going to hit 1 million views.
That's when they
Yeah.
start paying us. That's right.
But they're great. They're right on the river, and they make I love barbecue, so it's awesome. They make some really
I'm
good
at-
Stuff.
I'm out in Kansas City, so you'll have to come. Come grub it up.
Oh yeah, you guys
Yeah.
have some awesome barbecue.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's got a couple of good spots. Best barbecue I ever had.
So
My
how
mouth's
often
watering.
do you go to? You're the one who goes to Colorado to meet up with the group, right?
Yes, I grew up in Colorado. I've been away from Colorado for, I don't know, 10 years now, but
Okay.
I'm back there a lot to go fishing and the guys fishing weekend trip, obviously. And
How far away is that
Um,
for you?
drive, it's like an 8.5 hour drive.
Ooh.
Fly, it's less than 2 hours.
Okay.
So it's an easy drive, easy flight. It's all good. I know it's hard to think about on the East Coast where everything you drive to is like 3 hours away.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is
Here
kinda
here
like
in the middle of the
3 hours.
country.
8
Here in
hours
the
is no
country,
big deal.
everything's
Oh, okay. So when we said like 4 hours, you guys are like, okay, and
Yeah, it's not
4
4
hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Our-
good. Yeah, we drive 4 hours to go fish. Yeah, that's we
Our-
do that too.
Our June trip, which is this year's our
Big one.
big one, is we're driving about 3.5-4 hours to get to where we're going to be for the weekend. So
Oh, okay.
it's pretty
Perfect.
common.
Right in line with
Yeah,
them.
yeah,
in
we'll be on the
Colorado, you
western
can-
slope over in Mesa, Grand Mesa area.
In Colorado, I mean, you can get on water close to Denver relatively quickly, 30 minutes at most, depending
Oh,
on where you
okay.
are in the city.
Sweet.
But obviously,
Yeah,
anywhere.
I'm spoiled. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can be fishing. I literally could be fishing in 15 minutes. I could go down the hill and fish on the South Platte through town if I wanted to.
Wow.
That's
A
great.
lot more people, but yeah. So, or I can,
We
drive
don't
2
have
hours
that
up
here.
into the mountains and not
Yeah.
see anybody. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
why I've
so-
spent winter up in Catskills. It was nice to
Right.
be able to just I was literally right around the corner. There's so many rivers and a lot of good brook trout spots too. They're small, but they're I
That's
just
my
have
favorite.
So much fun, taking a dry
Yep.
fly and even if sometimes there would be snow on the ground, I'll put dry fly on and there was some nice sun out. Boom,
Yep.
just destroying brook trout. And I'm like, I don't know, I just love them. They're awesome.
They're
Yeah.
our favorite too.
Yeah. They're definitely my favorite.
Do you guys go camping at all, or because on the podcast that I listen to, you guys are big into the lodges and the cool place and playing poker at night. But you ever do
Yeah.
camping and stuff?
Well, it's funny. I wouldn't say we go to lodges. The Silver Trout Lodge was a place, yeah, but it's we've always we started this weekend to make it affordable, and so we back
Yeah.
when we started it, VRBO was pretty new, and they had really cheap places, and so it was always about making a lodge kind of like weekend, but affordable. So we would rent homes or whatever and cook our own meals. And Ed's dad, Joe, is the chef and cooks up. He's the guy that loves cooking and loves eating the most, and he does big meals for us and all that kind of stuff. So it was kind of like the idea of having a lodge-like experience on a budget. You know what I mean? So yeah, we typically do. And we do have, Joe's older than me, and so camping doesn't really appeal to him much. But it's funny because Ed and I we've expanded it now it started out as a Friday, Saturday, Sunday thing. Then it was well, let's leave on Thursday, gives us another night, gives us 3 full days. Well,
Yep.
now Ed and I are yeah, let's meet up Wednesday. We'll go camp, and then we'll go meet the guys wherever we do, wherever we end up.
Yeah, there you go.
So he and I have actually started camping the last few years. I'm still into it. The pad I sleep on is just a lot thicker now. That's all. But I can still go for it. I'm still good with it. I just think, there's nothing better.
We love the camping because we are big into like really getting back off the trail and getting into some just backcountry water. And we love just, we have, I don't know, what did you say, 30 to 40 brook trout days where it's just like boom, 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 little holes, awesome. Little bins, just like running into moose. It's just like we love that stuff. And so we do a lot of that. Like we did, just Reid and I went on a trip last fall where we were camping and we got rained on quite a bit, but it was still an awesome weekend. It kept a lot of other fishermen away, and we were able to hike way up into the hills. And
I love when it rains; it keeps people away.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
We've had our tents.
We got a little waterlogged, but it was great.
I woke up the one time and I was like floating in my tent, like, and it was kind of cold. It was like towards fall, so it was like
35 degrees that morning.
Like, but we still got up and fished. I was like, I'm just gonna hustle through it because end of the day, like, I don't know. I grew up camping. Like, we camped all my life when I was growing up in Africa. A lot of the years. And then I worked as a tour guide too. So I used to camp like nonstop, and I go into like a lodge or something. For me, it's cool, but there's something about like sleeping in nature and hearing like the wind blowing while you're like, sleeping, and hearing owls and hearing the wildlife move around you. And I guess just having done that for so many years, like, I just love it. It's something I don't think that I'll ever not love. I could feel like I could live in a tent. I mean, the only thing that gets bad sometimes, like the mattress for too long, back starts hurting.
Right.
So you guys, I like that you guys go into the backcountry and everything like that. That's like really nice to hear, because we like to be secluded. But I feel like a lot of the spots, like even like here in the East Coast, you can't really get that secluded to people. Like, I feel like there's always someone there.
Even if you go to like, even when I was in Catskills, like, there's a lot of trails you can go there, and you can like backpack and like hike up to these streams, and then you'll get there and like there's a lot of people hiking through them.
Footprints.
Right.
Do you guys ever run into?
Yeah, no, you can
get
animals? Lost here. Yeah, we have. We were up in Winter Park fishing, and we're like fishing, and a moose walked up on us.
That's awesome.
It was. Yeah, it's a adrenaline rush, but it was amazing. You're like casting.
Scared the piss out of me.
Yeah, you're like casting to fish while this giant moose is just kind of hanging out.
So cool.
That was one of the best ones, for sure. And you can go get lost. You can drive up and hike a mile in and get yourself lost and not see another fisherman. So that's the great thing about here. I could drive 2 hours and not see another fisherman on some of the small creeks. And that's what I prefer. I mean, there's big water here too. There's world-renowned rivers in Colorado. But there's people stacked there, and it's super technical fishing. And, you can get bigger fish, but you also get crowds. And so I'm much
we're
more,
not a big
give
fan
me
of the crowds.
Yeah, give me a brook trout stream. I'll go do that all day long and bushwhack and hike and get exercise and breathe it in. And
we found our people.
That's definitely. Yes, absolutely.
You have.
Yep. John Gierak writes about being a trout bum, and boy, oh boy, yep, that's it. That's me.
We can't wait to like actually go experience some, like, especially like Colorado.
Yeah, we've never done anything like that.
Like Montana and Oregon. We want to go like all of, like, pretty much everywhere. I just want to see what else there is, because
we'd love to have you out. We should definitely plan it and do a camping weekend and a 4-day camper or something that, and do a trip, and we'll get you up into some stuff where you'll learn how to make some different casts, because you'll be sometimes you'll get tight in there and you'll have to roll cast, and you'll have to do some bow and arrow casts and things.
Jersey, you gotta know how to roll cast. Everything's hanging over into you.
So when you're climbing over logs and bushwhacking, and you feel like you're the only one who's ever fished it sometimes, and it's nothing better. So yeah, we'll definitely have to have you guys out, and we'll do a trip.
That'd be
we'd
awesome.
love to do that.
That'd be awesome.
We'd love to collaborate with you guys and do that. That'd be great. Get you into some fun stuff.
So back to your channel before we wrap up. I guess what's the message of the frequent flyers fishing, and where do you guys hope to take it?
Yeah. So, like I said, if our videos, our films, we just want to put it out there that it's not inaccessible. It's like reach out to people. People are more than willing to help you. And if you
Find
notice,
a good friend too. Like
find a good friend. It's the films are really about friendship.
Yeah.
Every single film that we put out, there's a dynamic duo, friends.
Yeah, really, there is.
Every or multiple friends. It's all about friendship. It's not about fishing. Sometimes we didn't even catch a fish,
Yeah.
And
but you get to spend a great day with your friend, or even like the guys that are just tying together. Like two people I loved is watching Seth and John tie together.
Seth and John, Sam and Ed from Delaware,
and it's just like you get these two guys, and I was like, me and Diogo would talk to each other about it afterwards, and we're like, yeah, they're like us, like that's cool, like so, like it's just, definitely.
That's
like,
great. That's great.
You can get into the sport, and it's you don't have to know anything because we didn't know anything. And you'll never stop learning. I guess that's one thing we've learned is that it seems like the more you think you know, the more you have to learn.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're never going to go out and catch every fish in every cast.
No.
So yeah, there's always things to learn.
And you just you just released a new video, Honing the Craft.
Yeah. Honing the Craft. It's an idea that popped up to me when we recorded the second film, Streams of Heritage, and Seth was talking about honing his craft. And I was like, "There's a film in there somewhere." Yeah. So, and the guys from the Catskills are just more than welcoming. Like they love to talk to people about it, and they have a big following like around them too. So it was just like throwing a matchstick at gasoline.
And we weren't tying flies before that video that we did with them. I had zero interest to tie flies, and then I was like, we gotta tie flies.
Now we're tying flies.
It's actually us also like learning how to do that as well. So it's like I said, it's also the whole thing's kind of us learning how to do this, getting ourselves going along the way. Friendship, and
every film we make is another step of our learning process
and having a good time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I love the concept of that, and I love it. It's great.
And the people that reach out to us, it kind of gets our blood pumping, like Trout Routes reached out and they're like, "Hey, we want to work with you guys." And I was like, with me, like we don't have a big following. They're like, "No, you guys are exactly like what we're looking at."
Yeah, they sent us like a thing to like show us how to use Trout Routes, and I was like, I've been using you guys I sit at home and I just go through every river. I was like, I can show you how to I literally sit on it like I'll sit in the car rides and I'm just like,
I'll be talking to Peter and he's just on his phone on Trout Routes looking around, following all the tributaries, all the tailwaters, and
it's amazing.
What videos you guys have on the horizon? What stories are you looking to chase next?
So we want to do more conservation stories. We're big into conservation now because we've seen the horrors of what happens when people don't care about the water, and the people that we've talked to just put that passion into us. We're gonna have an awesome film coming up with Todd Spire, Sopus Creole on Instagram, and Jesse Vidala.
That's he's who's been showing me how to fish up in the Catskills, and he really put quite a different mindset, like fishing. Like I didn't quite get it, until I started hanging out with him, and you see like how passionate he is, and understood why like a lot of parts we fish in Catskills are like super clean, and it's beautiful, and that's like. I want to keep going to like a beautiful river like that. And if you don't take care of them,
And we've been to some nasty rivers.
We've been to some nasty rivers, and like it makes me just want to leave. Like I get to after fishing like these beautiful clean rivers and going to like
It's sad.
this dirty mess of a river.
Right.
It's like I don't want to be here.
And people did it. It's not just naturally dirty. Like people did it.
Yeah, it's just full of like, people's garbage, and it's just rough. It's hard to even want to be there.
So keep an eye out for more conservation films. So we definitely want to work with people in that arena. Probably sometime we're going to be recording. Oh yeah.
Too, so we're just going to keep doing this because we've got a lot coming. We've got a lot planned, actually.
A lot of plans.
I won't go into full detail with you, but there is like every night me and Diogo are just like, what do you think if we do this? Like, we should probably do that. Like, yeah, this would be so sick.
Right? We have similar conversations. We're like, we just need to focus on this thing. But what do we do this? What do we do this? Right?
Yeah, we've got like an infinite amount of dreams. Good. We just need to pick which one kind of we want to do first, really.
Right?
Or which one's attainable to us, like at this present moment. Like what's, but yeah, so we've got a lot of work to do.
Well, I'll tell you, from watching your guys' film so far, I'm a huge fan. I love what you're doing, and the idea of friendship and tying that into things, and conservation and making the relationships with people that you need to in order to keep stuff good, right? In order to keep our rivers flowing the right ways, and keeping the fish healthy. It's such an important piece. So I'm a huge fan of you guys and loving what you're doing. Really, really good stuff. And kudos to you guys for being willing to dive in and do that and put yourselves out there and be vulnerable in that way and seeing some success. And so, I'm super stoked. I can't wait for us to hook up and do something together.
Please.
I'm
do
excited.
some fishing.
I'm super excited to do like Colorado trip and like fish with you guys.
Yeah.
Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
One last thing before we go. Thank you guys for being the first. You're actually the first ones to promote our first film. Like we had you guys were the first ones to put it out, and now like people have been putting it on like news stories and press releases and stuff, and you guys were truly the first ones to put us out there. So
thank you guys.
We really thank you.
Thanks for having us like on.
Absolutely.
It's really cool. Like
that's what it's all about, community, right? And helping each other out. That's what this is about. And when you're doing good work like that, it's pretty easy, So absolutely.
We appreciate that. And I guess we could wrap this up with a couple quick, I guess, rapid fire questions. They might not be super rapid fire, but we'll go with them and see where they take us.
Yeah, we can rearrange the questions, and like some endings were pretty good, so you can like put that in the end or something,
That's right. So what's one favorite piece of content, whether it's a book, video, you name it, that you would recommend to somebody just in general?
For learning, I would go on Fly Fish Delaware's channel.
Yeah,
I was watching him before I even fly fished.
Yeah, Randy shows you some really awesome stuff.
He knows what he's doing.
Explains it really well too.
He catches fish. He's patient. He's a great teacher. So anyone looking to get out there and learn, you could read a book, you could do anything, but watching the video of someone actually catching and showing you exactly what to do.
He explains so well. He the videos for it, he explains it real well. I love watching Randy's videos.
Sweet.
He's a great account. And it's spelled Delaware as in where to go.
Yeah.
W-H-E-R-E.
W-H-E-R-E.
He's a great follow. What's one of your favorite fishing memories?
My favorite one is when we were out in, was it Phoenicia, New York? And we were going down this one trail, and I see like
it wasn't
stuff.
Phoenicia.
It wasn't Phoenicia.
Gosh,
I see stuff just moving, like hauling, and I'm like, wait.
What? He always hears stuff moving when we're camping, and
I'm so hyper vigilant because
and I'm like,
growing up,
calm down. It's a deer. Like it's always a deer, or is it like a chipmunk or something?
Big,
He's like, no, I don't know. I think it's a bear.
Big black bear charging at us.
And this time it was a bear. Comes running out, So I start yelling. I'm like, hey, hey, like
We ran. Luckily, our
Turn
car
around,
was
it
right
was-
there. My wife Heather jumps
she
into my
backflipped
truck,
into the car. Like I don't know.
and then Peter's up on the tailgate, and then he jumps in. I'm like, Peter, get the frick in here!
Yeah, it scared the crap out
Our
of us.
hearts were, but that was
It
like,
just came out of the bush like, rah, 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 like
man,
And
that was
the
a
guy who
big
sent us
moment.
there, he said, "Watch out!" He's like,
Watch out for
he's like,
bears.
Careful over here when you go to this spot because there's bears. And we're just like la la la, singing our songs,
Yeah,
doing our
whatever.
Singing our
All of a
songs.
sudden, like la la la, and just every scatter.
He was close to us too. He got within feet of
Yeah,
us.
he got really close, and I'm just sitting there like, hey, hey,
And
like,
I've never known a black
like,
bear to charge. It must have had cubs or something. It
Yeah,
must have.
I don't know because I've never had
Probably.
too many bear experiences. You know, I've lived in Africa. I've seen like lions and all that stuff, but I've never I don't know, bears. Like, and then all of a sudden, one of my first bear experiences is like a bear like rushing me. I'm like, oh wow, this is rough.
Oh, that's
Well,
a goodie.
That is a goodie. When we're hiking in Colorado, we're always thinking, who's the slowest in our group?
Yeah,
You know, who can we
that'll
leave
leave me,
behind to-
guys.
yeah.
You guys can leave me behind. I'll volunteer
Yeah.
tribute.
Okay.
I guess I got volunteered on that one. I was like the last one in the car.
I was Usain Bolt
you
for 1 second.
Yeah.
I was like, pew! I went into that car faster than Timbuktu.
That's great.
You were a self tribute.
Yeah.
Good
All
stuff.
right, you guys aren't too far away from this, but what piece of advice you would give in your 20-year-old self?
Go fly fishing.
Yeah, spend more time in
Yeah.
nature.
Go fly fishing instead of going to parties and stuff like that. That's definitely I don't know why I wasn't doing this before. I spent way too much time doing
Feels like a lot of wasted time that we
I
could
feel
have
like I
been fly
wasted
fishing.
a lot of time when I should have been doing this.
Good.
We-
Love that.
Yep. All right. Well, I think that's it. I mean, is there any questions that you wish we asked that you want to fill in everybody on?
No, we got man. We were.
So.
I didn't realize I could talk so much.
Neither did I. I thought I was going to be more shy.
And we love talking about fly
Yeah.
fishing. It's just we will talk the whole 4 hours there, 4 hours back, and then he'll call me on his way home, and I'll call him, and we just talk on the way home from each other's houses,
Yeah.
just nonstop about fishing the whole time. So whenever we get an awesome conversation like this with other like-minded fellas,
Yeah, it's
great.
pretty easy conversation, honestly. I really was worried that I wasn't going to be able to think of stuff and started talking. I just feel like I can just keep talking to you guys. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Good.
That's awesome. We agree.
Absolutely.
And,
We'll continue the conversation. Only we're going to do it live on the river.
That's
All
right. Next time,
Excited about it.
Love that.
we'll use your technical video skills, and I only go so high on my technical skills, so we'll need you to give us that live feed audio.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Awesome, guys. Well, it was a great conversation. We really appreciate chatting with you, and we'll catch up soon.
All right, guys.
Thanks for
having
being
us
here,
on,
boys.
guys.
Thank you very
Take
much.
it easy, fellas. Can't
Take
wait
it
to see
easy.
you.
Absolutely.
Oh man, what a great conversation!
That was fantastic. I'm ready to go.
Love chatting.
I'm ready to go fishing with those two dudes.
Oh,
What a
man.
hoot, man! That was great.
I'm looking forward to whatever they're doing. It's going to be awesome. Two great guys, great personalities, great skills, getting better at fishing, even better at videography, cinematography. I don't know what even the word is, but they're getting good at it and getting better.
And that's the thing I think that was most impressive about them is that they are just taking it and going, and they're learning and they're recording it and they're tracking it. And, you make mistakes, you screw it up, whatever. They're just putting themselves out there and taking it by the horns and going. I love it. I just love their energy and everything about it. It was terrific. What a great conversation.
For sure. And just the camaraderie and friendship that's come out of this whole experience for them and fishing and I mean, that story about the bear is just classic. I mean, I can't even imagine what I would do in that situation, to be fair. I mean,
After I
wish-
soiled
I mean,
myself, I don't know what I would do either.
yeah. The bear would have been like, oh, I can't eat that. That's about the best I could have done.
Best defense you have, right?
Because it was, I was doomed. I would have been doomed too.
Yeah, for sure.
But no, great conversation, great guys, and looking forward to doing some stuff together with them.
Absolutely.
Well, it was a great convo. Great seeing you this week, and we'll catch up again soon.
Absolutely, brother. Love you, man.
Love you, man. Good luck to your Rangers.
Thanks, bro.
All right, see you, man.
That's all for today's episode. Thanks for listening. Make sure to visit our website, guysfishingweekend.com, to check out the GFW merch, sign up for our newsletter, and learn how to get involved with the community. We appreciate you spending even a little bit of your week with us and are glad to have you along on the journey. Stay legendary and happy fishing.